Welcome to the Poets Cafe, the art of conversation. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creation of hidden treasure, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that rings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds through various forms of expression, including writers, singers, spoken word artists, and those engaging in artistic expression through painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities to the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina, gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C McCray. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to embark on a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now let's get started.
Let's get started. And so here we are again, and it's so talk to my audience out there. This is the second show from the last show for this particular year. We'll be back next Sunday, and then when we see you again, it'll be 2026. I can't believe that the year has gone by. But we're here, and you're there, and we'll get started. This afternoon, our engineer is Jeff. But before we start, Ron, I want to put our VIP people in the VIP lounge. Okay, that's where we're gonna put you.
Absolutely.
So you can
those are the important ones.
the important ones, yeah. So you can enjoy the show from the VIP lounge. And so who do we have in the VIP lounge tonight? Well, let me tell you: Dina Robinson, Barbara Bowles, Valentine Gordon, Aubrey Hendricks, Dr. Aubrey Hendricks, Tara Branch, Deborah Hunter, Michael Newborn, Pat Hughes, Laura Flashberg, Jane Small, Chanel Gilmore, Isu Canty, Yvonne Tomlinson, Mary McDonald Swindell, Sylvia Carter, Deborah Dowser, Marilyn Holder, Mary Louise Dowser, James Holloway, Brian Cox, Joanne Blount, O'Hara Gio Petaway, Lawrence Santana, Terrence Mitchell Phillips, Alicia Evolving, Sharon Jones Casey, Harry Mars, Karen Edwards, Kenneth Jones, Sandra Williams, Latifa Bilal, Smit Ramat, Tracy Boyd Miller. So those are the people in the VIP section. Today's agenda, what the world needs now. Quote of the day. Years ago, I learned to be totally responsible for Dionne Warwick. I will not wait for opportunities, I will create them. And this is, of course, from Marie Dionne Warwick, professionally known as Dionne Warwick. And at this day, she is 85 years young. Been around for a long time, been creating some great music. And in the Music is Lit segment of the program, we're going to go back to Sister Dionne, because she was not only a singer, she was also an activist. And so again, Sister Dionne has been around for a long time and doing some great work. As always, we begin the meat of our program, the essence of our program, the heart of our program, with Ron's poetry. What do you have for us today, Ron?
Well, first, I'd like to say good evening. It's always a pleasure. I know y'all missed me, and I know y'all was yelling and screaming and crying. Where's Ron McCray? Hey! But I'm here.
He's here. He's here.
It's truly a pleasure to reach out and touch base with all those who also become part of the VIP lounge. Yes. And that's what's important. So we truly welcome you. We take this very seriously. A couple of things. Let me read this. And as I always say, and as we all know, that I may write something and put something together that ties into what I may not even know what Terry's going to put together,
That's right.
but it fits into.
Yes.
So let me just start with this. Mature conversation. The art of mature conversation brings new waves of thinking, showcasing various levels of speaking, listening, and tuning into new ideas, centered around a party line full of fun and laughter while gazing across the fire pit under a moonlit sky, with jitters seeking and asking for more. People make their own connections in a setting that welcomes mature thinkers who come together to the sounds of laughter from all around the table. Moments never to forget. How exciting it is to resonate on the dance floor and with each new friends. A glass of bourbon, soft spoken with a hint of a hello, greetings on the piano as the afternoon set in. Taking a moment to reflect on why a mature conversation is so stimulating to the heart, mind, and soul. Mature conversation, like-minded people with a sense of purpose, and informative building blocks for collaboration into a new era as each phase moves into a journey for the ageless. Wow. Conversations represent a world of new and exciting venture as each opportunity takes one on a hike across the plains of mountains and valleys, rallying without ever leaving the backyard of refreshment. While sipping on a glass of sweet, semi-sweet wine, chilling to a rhythm deep within something no one will remember for the lifetime, sparkling a smile that only the mature can interpret in its full comprehension. For critical thinking, in a relaxed mood, seduced in a moment of what truly qualifies representation. Mature conversations engage the lonely, quiet, and shy for a ride into an atmosphere of a world of living that one has been missing for so long, and find new release in life just because of the art of mature conversation, where the respect for each one's territory is secure, comfortable, and relaxed. They are not threatened or violated. Boundaries are set without exposing another's privacy and without isolating still. The freedom to know that the comfort of strangers becomes family to the unknown. Now a true identity to welcome as brothers and sisters on a platform called home. Spunky conversation brings to life a new wave of feeling vibrant and self-confident around new acquaintance and of enjoying shared interests, merging into a deep level of rejuvenations about the art of interlocking, framing towards a more meaningful, spiritual, motivational, and emotional whirlwind of joy. Closing the portal from the past into the day of remembering yesterday's jazz, note blues, a legacy that serves as a reminder to live today. You know, I said that because, again...
Mature conversation, that's what that is. That's what that is.
You know, it's no need to feel isolated, and we respect those, and it's all about all of us respecting somebody who is shy and somebody who may have a little privacy, but it's about the environment that make everybody feel comfortable enough that they at least want to be there to smile, to listen to the music, and enjoy the moment. And that's what's important, no matter how you look at it. So the question is, do you have a pit fire around your house or your backyard that you can invite us? Because we've been here begging.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I look at our VIPs and I see they are people of a certain age. They are mature people, and we appreciate that. Also, I want to make note, last week when I was here, I took some voices from the wall, and I just want to help you understand that those pictures were actually put up there by Norm E. Bradley, who is the owner of this particular studio. And not only did he put those pictures up, he also provided the sound bites that I was able to use with the different people on the wall. So I just want to say shout out to Norm E. Bradley. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the show. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for being you. And my VIP people, thank you for being you. And I always say, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And we celebrate you.
And we always talk about the door of opportunity because of your cordialness, your respect, your mindfulness, your smile, even having a doctor in the house, because I need a doctor.
That's right.
But the door of opportunity, as my brother just indicated, giving shout out to Norm and the studio and all those as you see on the back walls, those who had laid down their legacy, our history, to look back and remember them. Had it not been for, where would we be? Where would we be had it not been for? So keep that in mind. It's always somebody who opened up the door for somebody else. The question is now, whose door did you open up, or did you open up your door for somebody else?
That's a good point.
We want to know.
Yes.
I'd just like to read this, and just in short, and I'm going to tie this in as we move forward to something else. Matter of fact, I'll make it short. This one is coming from a book I previously introduced, Financial Literacy for All, by John Hope Bryant. And I'd just like to read something from here. This is taken on page 135. And the title of this, Educating Our Workforce. Now, I'm going to read some of this, but I'm going to tie this into something else. And as we move forward, then kind of elaborate on that. Not everyone has the desire to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. A financial education and empowerment program must also cater to those who want to succeed in the modern workforce. Financial freedom is not just about ensuring equal access to resources or leveling the playing field through policy and education. It's also about creating opportunities for people to develop the skill they need to climb whatever organizational ladder they have an eye on. On-the-job financial literacy skill development programs not only provide individuals with the skills they need to compete in the workforce, but also empower them to take control of their financial future. Picture this. You walk into a human resource office of your new job, and there on the table is your employment package. You see the unusual suspect: health, insurance, dental, vacation time, but nestled among these typical offering is something you didn't expect. Financial well-being benefits. Your employer isn't just interested in your physical health, they are committed to your financial health too. So let me just stop there for a second, because again, I'm going to come back to that. And as I indicated, I'm going to tie that into something else. And I'm going to stop here with this to come back to this title, Educating Our Workforce. And I want to stop there and I'll come back and explain what I mean by that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because, again, what is a workforce? And, again, as we look at our situation now in this country, again, a lot of things are going on, a lot of things we are missing. And so today's agenda is what the world needs now. We're going to go into it a little further. But I want to use this time to move into another segment that we do every time we come here. It's called Mind, Body, and Books. And I want to share some books with you, some books that I think you'll find very interesting. The first book that I want to share, as a matter of fact, this is actually copyrighted 2026. So this is the first book that I read for the new year. And it's entitled Carl Weber Presents Curtis Duncan, Body Hunter. And this is from Urban Books. And I want to give you a little history about Urban Books. Urban Books was actually founded by Carl Weber at least 30 years ago. And at that time, he was a bookstore owner, and all these quote unquote black books were coming in. He was reading the books and whatnot. He said, hey, I can probably do better than that. So he started writing his own books, and he actually established the Carl Weber company called Urban Books, and he wrote many of his own books. Not too long ago, into what he was doing, he developed a series of books called The Family Business. And what it was this the Duncan family, who seemed to be very rich in terms of selling cars, but their family business was really selling drugs. And so there's been like different offshoots of that particular program. We come today, 2025, on BET Plus and Netflix is a series called The Family Business. In season number 4, they introduced a character called Curtis Duncan, who is the bounty hunter. And this role was played by Ben Stevens. And now, in 2025, we have Carl Weber presenting Curtis Duncan Bounty Hunter, and it's by Ben Stevens and LaJill Hunt. They wrote this book together. And the gentleman on the cover is Ben Stevens, who plays Curtis Duncan on the series. And so you see how that sort of came around? And so Carl Weber was a person, and I knew he was up to something wrong when he started doing book trailers. And the book trailers looked like movies. And now we have movies. We have a series called The Family Business. So again, don't limit your dreams. Fly as high as you probably can. So this is Carl Weber, Urban Books, where drama meets the streets, still going strong. That's my fiction book for the week. My nonfiction book is by this gentleman, and this is Dick Van Dyke. And the title of the book is 100 Rules for Living to 100. And it's subtitled An Optimist's Guide to a Happy Life. And I just want to read just a paragraph from this particular book here. Again, I mean, you know, I can tell you some things about being in my 70s, but I can't tell you nothing about being 100. And this man, but he says a lot of good things in this book, but one chapter is entitled "Write It Down," and I'm gonna tell you why that's important. It says here, if you're like me, you have great ideas that pop up at the most inopportune moments and then disappear just as quickly. Like you're at the eye doctor staring at a anatomical illustration of the inside of an eyeball, and you get a vision of a new Halloween mask. By the time the eye appointment is over, the mask idea is long gone. What's left? Instead is the memory of having inspiration, which you then spend far too much time trying to conjure back up. Occasionally, a forgotten idea will pop in later, and you vow this time that you remember it for sure, and then whoosh, it's gone again. This goes for your whole life, and at certain points, you stop and reflect sadly back on all the amazing stuff you just let fizzle out of your brain and into the ether. Not the specifics, of course, because you don't remember what those are, but the totality of them in balance. And so again, I don't know about you, Ron, but I find for myself, the older I get, the more I write down stuff because I'm not going to remember. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to remember. And so because our VIP are people of a certain age, you might want to take note of that. Write it down.
And that's what's important, no matter how you look at it. I mean, everybody tell you to jot down something. I don't care if you with the President of the United States or whatever. Yeah. Everybody takes notes of something because you're not going to remember everything on a conversation. But what brings back to remembrance is the fact that you can look at your notes. Doesn't matter if it was scribble, but if it was just a dot. But it brings back remembrance of what you can continue to respond to. So that's what's important.
Yeah, it's very important, you know, again, but there's some things that we don't want to forget, and that's why I'm always talking about our music. Our music of the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, when we were out there partying and having a good time and that kind of thing. And that's why, for me, Music is Lit is so important because it brings back those songs and bring back those memories. And the 3 songs that I want to talk about today, they have a connection, okay? And the first song that I want to share with you, the connection is to today's agenda, what the world needs now. And when we get into our food for thought segment, we're going to expand upon that. You know, again, I remember when I first heard this song, I thought it was very presumptuous for the writer to write about what the world needs now, and then in the song he's telling God what to do. I find that very presumptuous. You can't tell God what to do. You know? But this was Burt Bacharach and Hal David. And the person who sang the song was the woman that they cultivated, Dionne Warwick. And the name of the song is What the World Needs Now. But listen carefully as he's talking to God, as she's singing this song. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last until the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And I would add to that, Ron, not just love, but also understanding. I think that would help a lot too. But I'm not telling God what to do. Just a suggestion, God. The next couple of songs are very special to me because it really talks about one of my favorite artists, a gentleman named Donny Hathaway, who left too soon and was a victim of suicide. And I always say that his legacy is his daughter, Layla Hathaway, who's still out performing, still out recording, and still out keeping the legacy of Donny Hathaway alive. And so these two songs are very important to me. I'm not a big fan of Christmas. I don't participate in all that buying and all that other kind of stuff, all that commercialism, as I call it. But I do like to hear This Christmas by Donny Hathaway. I mean, for me, mine is not a Christmas unless I hear that particular song. So again, the song is This Christmas, as recorded by Donny Hathaway in 1970. And it reads here, hang all the mistletoe. I'm going to get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's going to be this Christmas. Fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer. And you, this Christmas. And as I look around, your eyes outshine the town they do this Christmas. Fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very, very special Christmas for me. Yeah, shake a hand, shake a hand. Fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas. Will be a very special Christmas for me. Merry Christmas. Shake a hand, shake a hand. Wish your brother Merry Christmas all over the land. Now, Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas. Hey, hey, hey. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. And that's just Christmas as sung by Donny Hathaway. Now, after Donny Hathaway died, there were many tributes to Donny Hathaway, recalling the great musician and singer that he was. And Ron, it's good to remember those people, those legends, those music legends after they've gone. But I don't know. I want to have my flowers right now. But when Donny left, there was a group who really loved Donny Hathaway. They loved his music. They loved his example. And they actually wrote a song for Donny Hathaway, about Donny Hathaway. And it was set to the music and the melody of This Christmas. And so when you hear This Christmas, sometimes you think it's Donny Hathaway singing This Christmas, but it's the Whispers. There's the Whispers singing a song that is a tribute to Brother Donny Hathaway. And the title of the song is Song for Donny. And this was actually recorded in 1979 by the Whispers. And it reads here, it says here, people speak your name and think what a shame you're gone. Still they know what you left behind lives in our hearts and minds today and tomorrow. Though clouds of darkness came your way, and your music will be so very, very special to me. Sometimes wealth and fame whispered, play my game, but you, yes you, your request to genius touch your soul, fortune not your goal, God's gift is what shaped you. A voice like silk would weave your spell, and words of life, oh, did you tell? And your music is going to be very, very special to me. In life's fleeting glance, few have met the chance to give all they can. And though short your stay before you went away, with them now you stand. Listening to your sounds of joy, I think one shy ghetto boy, and your music will always be so very, very special to me. Said, I love you, Donny. And you're going to always be very, very, very special to me. Going to miss one shy little ghetto boy. This is a song for you. We miss you. We miss you, Donny. Said, I love you, Donny, and I miss you, Donny. You always will be a friend to me. We miss you. We miss you, Donny. Miss you, Donny. Yeah, I miss you, Donny. And that was a song for Donny Hathaway. Again, I always say here, you know, I read these songs as poetry. I read these songs as lyrics, but please, I really want you to actually listen to these songs. You can go Google the songs. You can listen to This Christmas. You can listen to a song for Donny, and also take time to listen to What the World Needs Now. It was recorded by Dionne Warwick. It was also recorded by other people as well. But again, there's a message there in that. And so we talk about what the world needs now. And this part of the program is what we call Food for Thought. And we want to share some ideas with you, some things that we've been thinking about, some things that we want you to look at, and especially as we go into the new year. We want you to think about the routine and some habits that you can bring into the new year that can make the new year even better than this year. Okay, we had a lot of ups and downs, but the thing is, we're still here. We're still standing. And so, Ron, let's go into some food for thought about what we want to think about for the next year.
Well, first of all, we have to understand now and remember yesterday. As we know, yesterday is gone and tomorrow's not promised. Right. We hear every second that, unfortunately, somebody will not see tomorrow, not alone next year. Yeah. But in this moment, it doesn't mean that we don't have the opportunity or take the opportunity to talk about the possibility of next year. Right. You can kind of see the vision, but do you really see your goals? So there's a difference between seeing the vision of next year, but have you set in place, at least see your goals you would like to set in place if and when that time comes. And I say that out of respect, if and when, because again, it's a fact, no matter how you look at it, you know, so we can talk about a lot of different things. So hopefully and prayerfully, when tomorrow comes, and let's just say tomorrow is the new year, which technically every day we wake up, it's a new year. It's a new day and a new moment. But metaphorically speaking, let's just say tomorrow is New Year's Eve, okay, going into 2026. That's right. And so even now, we talk about what we have been talking about actually last 6 months. what kind of contents or programs we like to have, or different artists or different people on our show to speak about the art of conversation.
That's right.
You know, delving into whether it's a poet, a writer, a singer, or painter, artist, whatever, young, middle, old, because we reached out, but everybody is not ready to come on the show. Everybody may not be as open and vibrant about expressing.
Right.
There are a lot of people that's shy.
Yeah.
But I say this about the ones who shy. You got a lot of mouth when you hiding behind the scenes on social media. You can type everything you want on social media, but all of a sudden when it comes down to spotlight, now all of a sudden you shy. You ain't shy. Put that phone away. But anyway, but yeah, and that's what's important.
Yeah, that's important. And again, you know, we talk about the new year. And again, I just have some ideas I want to throw out to our VIP and also other people who are listening and watching and that kind of thing. And I got this from this is, you know, sometimes you're scrolling through the Facebook posts and whatnot, and I saw this post here, and this is from a person named Israel Montano. And they just give a list of things that we need to be doing. And I don't believe in New Year's resolutions per se, but I do think that we should start looking at our routine and what can we do in our routine, in our day-to-day routine, not going outside of ourselves, just some things to think about. And he listed some things I just want to throw out to you, you can think about. And he says here to improve your daily routine, here's some things you can do. Number one, exercise, okay, and just move your body. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to buy no weights and all that stuff. Just you move your body. Just move your joints. Just move your arms, your legs, and whatnot. You know, dance. Okay, that's exercise. Okay, so number one, you might want to think in terms of doing exercise or doing more exercise if you're not doing any exercise. You know, number two is reading. You know me. I'm a big reader. I read. I could read all day, every day. You know, but again, some people say they don't like to read. I can understand that, but you know what? Well, there's things that we need to know that our friend won't be able to tell us, and so maybe we need to reach out for something. So again, exercise, reading, plan your day or days, he says, you know. Plan your day. I know for myself, and this is maybe for me personally, I know when sometime before I go to bed at night, I put up my clothes for the next day. And when I wake up in the morning, I lay in bed for some time just to think about what I want my day to look like. So I plan my day. So I have something to look forward to. Exercise, reading, plan your day. Wake up early. Now, I know for a lot of people, this is a problem. I know some people in my family, you know, they go to bed very late, so it's kind of hard for them to wake up early in the morning. Now, me, I try to get in bed between 10 and 11 at the latest. And so I get a good night's sleep, and I wake up around 5. And I start my day. But again, wake up early. You might find that you have more time and more time to do things. Also, he says here you should really invest in art and creativity. Okay, art. Making something, building something. I do a daily blog on black music called Soul Music Prescription, album by album, song by song. You know, I do another blog called The Novel List, whereas I read different novels. I review the novels, and I'm also a reviewer for Amazon. You know, they send me books, you know, and I review the books, and they put up on the posts. Okay, so again, that's how I exercise my creativity, because every day it could be the same, but it's different. How you make it. Writing. I always say writing for me is life. I mean, I'm a writer. I write. This is what I do. Gratitude. What are you thankful for? We all have something to be thankful for. So again, exercise, reading, plan your day or days, wake up early, art and creativity, writing, gratitude. And the last thing that he mentions, this is from Israel Montano, improving your daily routine, meditation. Now, a lot of people don't understand what meditation is. I tell you, I believe that prayer is meditation. I believe that when you're praying, it's a meditation. Sometimes when you're just lying in bed, you know, with your eyes closed, that's meditation. Sometimes when I'm walking, I'm meditating. Okay? So I'm saying to you is that let's make 2026 better than 2025. And you can do that. You have the ability, you have the agency to do that. And last thing I want to move before I go back to my brother, I just want to read this from the back of the book by Dick Van Dyke. The book is entitled 100 Rules for Living to 100. I mean, I don't know if I'll reach 100. I mean, I'm glad that I'm looking at 75, but again, maybe it's possible. And Dick Van Dyke says here, it's been an intensely eye-opening process these past many months as I reflected on my 99 years of life, work, and relationships. I unearthed lost treasures of memory, reconsidered my well-worn stories, connected fragments from my distant past to immediate present, and hit upon patterns and themes that span the entirety of my life. But behind all my pondering over the stories in this book, there was always an important question. Yes, Dick, but so what? What good is this to anybody else? I've made it to 100 in no small part because I have stubbornly refused to give in to the bad stuff in life. Failures and defeats, personal losses, loneliness and bitterness, the physical and emotional pains of aging, and so much more. That stuff is real, but I have not let it define me because, as I see it, to do that would be to throw the towel in on life itself. A couple of weeks ago, we had a friend of ours come on the program. Her name is Shereen Clark, and she wrote a book called Don't Count Yourself Out. So I'm saying to you, our mature viewers and listeners, don't count yourself out. Live the life that you want to live. Live the life that you imagine for yourself when you imagine what you want your life to be. And so I don't know if we're all going to reach 100 as Mr. Dick Van Dyke, but whether it's 100 or 90 or 80 or 70 or whatever, live your best life right now. Right now.
A couple of things in short, and these are in bullet point. Mm-hmm. One, the brother indicated, making resolution. Unfortunately, only probably 0.5% makes a resolution. The rest talk about it and just mention it. But the bottom line is whether it's 1%, 100%, but how many resolutions that was presented, and in my opinion, really was just a thought.
That's right. So.
It only becomes relevant if you act upon it, if you inscribe it into your heart and mind. This is my resolution. I'm going to stand on it at all costs.
That's right.
You see, because your ancestors had a resolution that they didn't even put in place, but they acted on the desires of their heart to be free. Right. We talk about that all the time. Resolution is supposed to be your freedom into the next phase of your life. Health and wellness, as the brother said, health and wellness, as the books and whatnot. Yeah. And as he also read from Dionne Warwick, what the world needs now. Well, that's been around since the beginning of time. That's right. But how many of y'all listen to hear it, and all of a sudden, I hate such and such, I don't like such and such, I don't love nobody. But that means you don't even love yourself, because if you love yourself, you'll understand your surroundings, because love is nature.
That's right.
That's life. That's right. Look at the trees, the birds, the bees, the leaves, and all the life of the air that is given to you to breathe. Do you love life? It's either yes or no. Plain and simple. Ain't no whatever. It's either yes, I love life. So if you love life, then you should be extending love even to a stranger. Hey, how you doing? That's a smile. That's love. Yeah. You can find that also in the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13, I think it is, because the word at the end of that paragraph, that chapter, God said, you may have the gift of many, but if you have not loved, you have not done anything. Love is the foundation of life, period, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. And again, and as I look at our VIPs and I see those in the VIP lounge, and I just when I used to do a lot of lecturing at different colleges and universities and whatnot, I always said from the podium, I said, I don't know who you are. I don't know all of you. Some I do know, but most I don't know. But there's one thing that I do know, that there's someone loved you. They loved you. When you were a baby and you couldn't do anything for yourself, someone loved you enough to take care of you, to change your diaper, to make sure you were fed, make sure you were comforted. Someone did that for you. Because if they didn't, you wouldn't be in the VIP lounge. You wouldn't be this old. You wouldn't be this 50 or 60 or 70 or whatever. You would not be any of that because you wouldn't have gotten out of your childhood when you could not help yourself. And so when we talk about routines, gratitude, be grateful for the love that was given to you to get to the point that you are now, okay? Because you didn't get to this age by accident. Somebody had a plan for you, or you had a plan for yourself. And so don't ever forget that, especially as you go into 2026. Don't be afraid to give love because you were given love.
And, you know, to go back, to piggyback off what we just expressed, every single person who believes in the higher power, the God, doesn't matter what name you give him, the Creator. Let's start with that. He said in the book of John, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. You see, he who believes in him shall have everlasting life. He gave his only. God so loved the world. Love. He loved the world. He said, well, you know, some of y'all, whatever, Lord, you know, what we need is more love. No, love is there. The door of opportunity to embrace somebody. Lift somebody else. Did you help somebody? Did you feed somebody? That's right. Don't just wait till those days come and all of a sudden the holiday, well, we got to feed the homeless. No, every day you should be feeding somebody. Whether it's feeding somebody a positive word, a smile, somebody, or helping a child, or somebody to read something, understand something, no matter how you look at it. Love is the foundation of life, right, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, you know, again, we say what the world needs now is love, sweet love, and that's true, okay? We definitely need that because I think when we love something or we love somebody, we go the extra mile. You know, love is not lazy. I mean, love is very active, and that's why a lot of times I meet people around in my travels who want to write books, and I really commend them. You know, but a lot of times they don't know what they're talking about. I know sometimes when I'm working with somebody, the first thing I do is try to talk them out of writing a book because I know it's going to be a lot of work for me and a lot of work for them. And I try to discourage them only because I want to test if they really want to do this. Because one thing, Ron, I understand that for a lot of people, they like to talk about writing, okay? But talking about writing is not writing. I wish it was. Because many people can talk a good show, but again, like my brother said before, you know, you can have all the plans in the world, but if you don't make that next move, if you don't move into action, if you don't have an action plan for your dreams and your goals and your resolutions, it won't happen. So the key to fulfilling your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your prayer is action. What does the Bible say about faith? They said faith without works is not dead. Yeah, but you give me the full. What's the full thing? You know, give me the full context.
The whole thing off the top of my head. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, things unseen.
Unseen.
And you can look the rest of it up, okay? But we just gave you the introduction to that.
That's right.
Look in Hebrews 11th chapter. It will give you the whole layout. That's and right. God talked to everybody by having faith. That's right. Even you, when he woke you up this morning, have faith, believe, and trust. And I surely will lead you out. I will not deceive you. See, because he makes a promise. I will never leave nor forsake you. Yeah. But how many promises did you make even to yourself that you broke?
And again, I just want to go back to this point. Faith without works is dead, okay? You have the faith, but you got to put in the work, okay? Because that's going to make the difference. Because again, you know, it's sometimes like the Bible says, it's things not seen. We don't see this. You know, I mean, like we believe today, I believe today as I speak to you, you probably believe that you will see tomorrow. Okay. Now, there's nothing that guarantees that, but in your mind, and my heart, and my going about my day to day, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And again, like we always say, tomorrow is not guaranteed because there's a situation where we say, well, you know, here today, gone tomorrow, but you can be here today and gone today. I don't want to bring you down, but again, let's be realistic, okay? Let's be realistic. I mean, none of this is guaranteed. We are here by grace, by the grace of God, is that we have this life, we have this strength, we have this health. And so again, don't take it for granted. Please don't do that.
And to go back, when you asked a question, you just hit me. That comes out of the book of James. I believe it's the 3rd chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's either the first chapter, 3rd verse, or the 3rd chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Faith without deeds is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it still ties back into having faith. If you don't believe, or works is, no matter how you look at it, they both go hand in hand. If you don't get up, nothing happens. If you don't sit up, nothing happens.
That's right.
If you don't extend forward and take a step towards something, an opportunity, nothing happens. So you can sit there and mow and all you want to me, and nobody won't help me. But who's the nobody?
That's right.
When you go find the nobody that won't help you, then the rest of us will come help you find nobody. And we'll hold nobody accountable for what they didn't do for you, that you didn't do for yourself.
That's the thing about, and again, we look at this particular program, and we had a thought, and that we put into action, and we've been doing a number of programs, and the thing with the program, Ron, as I look at Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word, I look at it as a work in progress, because any writer knows that the more draft that you do of a particular work, the better it gets. And so the first draft is good, but the 10th draft is going to be better than the first draft, and the 20th draft is going to be better than that. And so as we go through this program, and especially we go through this first year of the program that we've been doing, I do believe that we've gotten better. We've actually shaped the program in a different way. Ron, I don't even want to look back at the first program, but I know that the first program is not like this program and not like the program that we'll do next week. But what I'm saying to you as writers, as developers of your dream, understand that many of this is first drafts. So we need a first draft, we need a second draft. We need as many drafts as we can to make this work be the best that we can. And so I look forward to the new year to do more shows and to get better at what we do. But I really thank you for those who have been with the program from day one. It's because of you that we continue. And I hope that as we come before you, that we give you food for thought, that we give you food for your spirit, that we give you ideas for your future, and that and we extend the invitation for you to come on the program. If you feel that you have something to share with our audience, and I think you know who our audience is, because we talk about them every program. If you feel you have something to contribute, if you're a poet, if you're a writer, if you're a speaker, if you're a teacher, if you're a mother or father, a brother or sister, it is, when we say poetically speaking, it really runs the gamut of all different things. And again, and this is our program, but it's your program too, because of you, we come into the studio every Thursday and Sunday to bring with you things that we've been thinking about, things that have come across our desks or come across our experience that we want to share with you. And so again, we're into, I don't know what draft it is, but each draft is getting better and better and better, and we thank you for that. And so again, if you feel that you want to come on the program, if you have something to share, DM me, Terry Benjamin, reach out to me on Facebook, Terry Benjamin, and let us know, because again, we want this program to reflect you, your thoughts and your feelings, and those in the VIP lounge and those who come to the Poetry Cafe whenever we come on board. So again, please think about that, okay? Because 2026, let that be a new year for you.
Let me just throw in a couple of pieces, and then I have something I want to save at the end, hopefully the last 5 minutes. But anyway, I want to do this right quick, and I want to go back to something. Creating opportunities for people to develop the skills they need to climb whatever organizational ladder they have an eye on. Now I'm come down. Your employer isn't just interested in your physical health. They are committed to your financial health too, no matter how you look at it. Why shouldn't financial well-being resources be as commonplace as health care resources in a employment benefit package? So now everybody is working, and the company is giving you this benefit, this package of all these things. But I'm gonna be honest with you, too many don't take advantage of those opportunities. And I'm gonna be honest with you, let's call spade a spade.
Yes,
How many of you have dental care and you don't even use it? How many you got physical, but you don't go to the doctor for a regular checkup? But yet still you have your car washed at the car wash because you want to make sure it looks good. But how do you feel on the inside? But nevertheless, let me move on to this one. You know, here I want to introduce as an example something, the final call, okay? And there's something I wanted to tie into. And I want to answer this question, what I just read here in reference to the workforce. What has changed then and now? Now, this is, and I just want to read this. This is by Minister Louis Farrakhan. This was November 3rd, 2025. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March. 30 years later, the most significant, consequential gathering of black men who responded to the call by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan still resonate, is impacting generations. So I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit. A special program and webcast was held at the Mosque Mariam in Chicago, commemorating this historic and memorable day when Allah God blessed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to call 1 million men to come to Washington, D.C. on October 16, 1995, under the theme Atonement, Reconciliation, and Responsibility. Nearly 2 million answered the call. Now, when I say what has changed then and now, and I use the other title out of this book, Workforce. Where is the workforce? Because again, if there was nearly 2 million, I was there. Okay, I was there at 9 o'clock in the morning. I left there about 3:30. Okay, and I rode my motorcycle down. So no matter how you look at it, let's just say 2 million men then who came together. Where the hell is the 2 million men right now? Where is the workforce that we should be building and have built long after that? Where is the buildings and the platform of the principle, thought, and idea for him to bring together 1 million man march that we today have not continued to build on that? Now, I stand corrected. You can hold me accountable. Show me. Don't tell me about some little business here and there. I'm talking about 1 million men march, because the year after there was 1 million kids march in New York. And my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, there was 175,000. The year after that, there was 1 million women's march in Philadelphia. I believe it was 75,000. Okay? So whether I'm accurate or not, but you look it up and you'll see what took place. But that was back then. What the hell has changed now? You focus on Donald Trump, you focus on the countries and everything else, and yet still they firing you, they're dismantling everything, taking down your history. And the best thing you can do is talking about, well, they're taking our history out their school. It's their school. Your history is in your head. The history that's in your head is based on your ancestors who suffered under conditions you cannot begin to imagine. And you're sitting around talking about what they doing to you. What was it that they were doing to you then that they have changed now? They're still choking you, shooting you, killing, everything else. And what happens and what's going on today is the fact that you allowed yourself to dismantle your own dreams and resolution based on what somebody else, as you put in your words, what they doing. Well, go find that and tell them to get out your life. Make a room. Bogart your way through. That's what's important, no matter how you look at it. So again, I just wanted to bring those two. What has changed then and now? No matter how you look at it.
Well, that's a good point. And again, as always, we're at the end of our program. And as always, my brother, he's going to take us out, give us some poetic inspiration. But again, we will see you next week. That will be our last show before the new year. So again, in the spirit of just community, we thank you, we love you, and we just say keep on keeping on.
Let me read this. Healing, the birth of life. From the artistic hands of our Creator, a higher authority, a package for delivery by the Savior hand, wrapped after thorough examination by the Holy Spirit, who is sure that the finest of each of us delivered to its final destination, assembled with a pure white cloak beyond the gleaming stars. We shine like a rough diamond trimmed in gold. Cross the threshold through the pearly gates, down the soft clouds without a scratch or blemish. We came through the channels of our mother's wounds into a sin-cursed world. The tree of life we are, Proverbs 3, full of radiance, filled with healing power, a condition only prescribed by God and watched over by one of a kind Savior, monitored by a hand-picked chauffeur. This vessel is door to door with one address, yours. So, where did all the ailments come from? From bacteria over the wall of your inner guts. How did it get there? When it never left the plane where you were handpicked and wrapped. The instruction clearly stated not to mix with outside mess, but a hard head makes a soft, suffering, dying, killed over behind, except for the too late past the due date for return, except into the disposal back to the earth. Amazon, FedEx, UPS, Federal Express, and all other carriers drop off package with a no return label, if not fully satisfied and seeking a refund. The Creator God said to have life and have it abundantly. Live each day, for tomorrow is not promised, nor an hour from now. Healing starts with the mind and the body through the rear end, exiting and dispelling all unwanted waste. The prescription you threw away outlined exactly how to take the medication, but you ignored everything the health book told you to do and failed to read the big, bold letters and the fine prints of your mind. You never changed the way you think. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world. So ask yourself, who's to blame? You run to everyone else's aisle except the one who created and manufactured the product perfectly designed. Nevertheless, your time has come to turn from your ignorant ways and seek nature for all healing remedy. In your front yard, backyard, parks, forests, mountains, range, rivers, and even along the border of the earth, there is health and wellness. If you search, you will find. Ask, and it shall be given. Knock, and the door will let you in to pick all that you need for all your ailments without questions, guaranteed. So, what's your excuse for sitting there crying like it is nobody's business? You care about your suffering other than misery, who is just your company. For all intents and purpose, is just doing its job. What's yours? Everything in life serves a purpose for healing or killing. You choose. Either live or die. Suicide will not save you, and homicide will not set you free. The choice is yours to bear. You woke up, not on your own, got up and breathed the breath of life, instead of appreciating every second in the wakening moment. You complain about everything that's wrong. Instead of feeling rejuvenated, you killed the messenger for what you thought was late. Are you happy? If so, never complain. If not, why not? Don't point the finger at someone else. Take ownership of the one reflected in the image of self. Healing starts with you. From the inside out, from the way you think to the way you feel. A prescription for how you should live your life sits on the mantle of your shelves. Get it, feel it, revive it, love it, dance to it, shake to it, and feel the rush of an orgasm reaching its peak. A mind-blowing explosion. Please, don't throw it, don't lose it. It's yours until the end, when time brings the silent harmony whispering unheard sounds. Now you know you live your life to its fullest. Rejoice and be glad for it. A. Almighty Creator, a curator of the heart, that he gave his only begotten Son. F. Faith is the subscription for living your best life. U. Unblemished without any marks or scars, to one of a kind. F, faultless, pure, unadulterated. O, other ways to live your life. Find the joy that cometh every morning. Lamentations 3:23. C, we all have a comfort wrapped 24, even no matter where, when, who, or what. We are secured in a moment of feeling melancholy. With that, I wanted to express that, and it's always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Dionne Robinson says, I'm so late, Terry and Ron. Merry Christmas to you both, from my film to your film. Dionne Robinson, thank you so much. Everybody, good night. We'll see you next week.